So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at solving some absolute value equations. For our first example, we have the absolute value of 9 minus 4x is equal to 7. So if we remember, this is the same thing as our first case, x is equal to k or x is equal to negative k, because we're dealing with this equal sign. So let's go ahead and write those out. We have our 9 minus 4x is equal to 7, or 9 minus 4x is equal to negative 7. So go ahead and solve both equations for x and see what values you get. Let's go ahead and subtract a 9. Negative 4x is going to be equal to a negative 2, and then divide by negative 4. That should get you a positive 1/2. Okay, and then finally we will have a negative 9 minus 4x is equal to negative 7. Let's go ahead and subtract a negative 9. This will get us negative 4x is equal to negative 16. Divide by negative 4. And you're left with x is equal to 4. So go ahead and test these inside of your original equation, see if they make sense, and then if they do make sense, then you can include them as a solution. So let's test this 1/2 first. We will have the absolute value, 9 minus 4 times 1/2. And let's see if that's equal to 7. We get 9 minus, and then 4 divided by 2 is going to be 2. So absolute value of 7 is equal to 7. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and check that one. And our other one we have is absolute value of 9 minus 4 times 4 equal to 7. So we'll have absolute value of 9 minus 16 is equal to 7. And that will be the absolute value of 7 is equal to 7, or 7 is equal to 7, which makes sense in our case. So we can go ahead and include both of these as solutions. Now for our next example, we have two x's on the right and left hand sides. Let's go ahead and try to solve for these. So first things first, we want to go ahead and set up our equations. So our first one will have 3x plus 2 is equal to a positive x minus 5, or 3x plus 2 is equal to a negative, and then do an x minus 5. So go ahead and solve for x in both of these equations. We'll go ahead and add a 2 over, and go ahead and add or subtract the x over, and this will give us a 2x is equal to negative 7, and also divided by 2. X is equal to negative 7/2, or, and let's go ahead and deal with this other equation. So 3x plus 2 is equal to negative x plus 5. Go ahead and subtract the 2 over and add the x. 4x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 3/4. Finally, test these back into your original equation. See if they make sense so you can determine if you need to include these or not. So 3 times negative 7/2 plus 2. And then we want to see if that's equal to the absolute value of negative 7/2 minus 5. So this will give us a, easily simplifying here, we'll just have a negative 17 divided by 2, and that's going to be equal to a negative 17 divided by 2, which makes sense because that'll just be 17/2 equals 17/2. So that one makes sense, and we can check our other one, which will be this 3/4. So go ahead and plug 3/4 in. absolute value of 3 times 3/4 plus 2, and that's equal to the absolute value of 3/4 minus 5. This will give us a positive 17/4 is equal to the absolute value of negative 17/4, which makes sense because that'll just be 17/4 divided or equal to 17/4. So our solution set here, we can finally write, will be negative 7/2, comma 3/4.